The flower as it stands now after auto-digitizing, even with a little bit of highlight in there, looks very flat. So we're just going to play with a couple of other things to see how we could give the flower a little bit more character. If you find you want to deal with certain parts of the designs, then select areas and unmerge them all so the areas that you want to use are separate. So I'm just going to select the center of the stalk and also the two leaves, and I'm going to join them together, and I'm going to move them off to the side. Now I'm going to select all those areas in here and merge them into one. Now using my button here on the right hand side at the top, I can actually change the shape of that flower very easily. So I'm just going to select it, and I'm going to select Style 110 and click OK. Now you can see the flower is already starting to change shape. So I can actually use this to give the flower a little bit of character. So if, for example, I move that, maybe move that in a fraction, hit my Enter key and generate, and you can see they've changed the shape of the flower. Now if I drag these areas back in again, you'll see that we've got a different shape. Once you've done that, you could, if you wanted to, you could flip it over. You can stretch it size-wise. I might just change that to 60 and generate it just to make sure everything's working correctly. And I can place that where I'll just move it up a fraction. Now with the stalk, I'm just going to separate those again, and I'm going to move that area, but first of all I might actually just rotate that. It's not quite looking how I want it. Okay, I'm going to flip that and just rotate it a fraction. Okay, I'm going to just select that and move it to the top so that it comes behind the flower. Now I'm going to select the leaf, and the same with that one. Now I'm just going to select my divide with a curve, and by left clicking and then right clicking through the center of that leaf, I can separate it down the middle. I've just hit my Enter key, escaped and generated. Now I'm going to Control delete that part of the leaf, which leaves me with this leaf here. Now what I'm going to do again is to form the shape of the leaf. Just adds a little bit more character. Hit Enter and generate. I'm just going to rotate it a fraction. I'm going to Control C and Control V and flip it over and just move it a fraction so it's not exactly the same as the leaf on the other side. Okay, now if we look in there, we'll see we've got totally different shaped leaves and flower. I've also got Saturn on this side of the leaves, which I don't want. So I'm going to select that and generate it as a complex fill. And the same with the other one. Make it a complex fill and generate. Now I'm going to select those and move them up the order to where I want them to stitch out. Okay, got them all. Complex fill, generate. Now let's have a look. Okay, looking a lot better. Going to select that part of the leaf, grab the direction and move it to stitch out that way. The next one I'm just going to move it up a fraction. The same with this, move it over, generate it, and the same with that, just move it up a fraction. Just gives a little bit more character. Now I'm going to work out where I want my in and out points. I want that to start at the bottom, but I want it to finish at the top, so I'm going to generate. The next part of the leaf I want to start and end down at the bottom. This one I want to start at the bottom, end at the top, and that one I want to start at the top and end at the bottom. and generate. Now let's have a look. Okay, looking a lot more character in that. Now to just add a little bit more, I'm going to select all those parts of the leaves. I'm changing the colour to lighter green. I'm going to hit my Control C, Control V. Now I have actually created 4 new parts of the design directly on top of the ones that are there. So I'm just going to change the colour of that by selecting each one of those, and I'm going to generate. Now I have a dark coloured leaf on top of a light coloured leaf. I'm going to go to my Edit Outline. I'm going to zoom in so that I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to select the points, and I'm just going to move them in a fraction. From the outer edge. I might just delete that one completely and bring it in by just holding my right mouse button and changing the shape. I'm going to generate. Alright, select the other one and do exactly the same thing. This time I might just delete that one and bring it down inside the other area and generate. Now you can see that I've added the shading over the top of the paler colour. Density wise that will be too thick, so I'm going to hit my space bar and I'm going to go to my complex fill and I'm going to change my density to 1. Apply and click OK and generate. Now you can see that I've actually changed that, but my direction is altered, so I'm just going to move that so it's running the same direction as this underneath and generate. And that one's fine. Now all I need to do again is to hit my space bar and remove my underlay and apply. OK. I've actually gone in and I've changed my stitching order now, and I've also changed the colour of the flower and made it a fraction larger. We're going to leave the actual flower design now, and I'm going to bring in some different artwork, and we're going to play with some other features of the Generations program.